It always starts with the same question. Why do some people and some ideas stand out, while others merely struggle to survive? Why do some businesses manage to inspire everyone around them, while others fade into obscurity? The answer might be simpler than you think, but also much deeper. Simon Sinek's book, Start with Why, reveals that the most successful leaders, the greatest companies, and the most powerful messages all begin with a common point: the why. It's not just a philosophy nor a theory. It's a compass that guides you in a world that's constantly changing. But how many of us can truly answer the question why? How many of us have dared to ask ourselves, or have we become trapped in the what and the how, forgetting the essence? Perhaps the why is the invisible line that separates the average from the exceptional. The question isn't whether you have a why. The question is, do you have the courage to discover it? And if you do, how will it change your life? Imagine a world where every decision you make starts from your heart, where you don't do something simply because you should, but because it's part of your purpose. This is the why, an inner fuel more powerful than any plan. When people see the authenticity behind what you do, when they feel that your why is sincere, they don't just buy your product, they become part of your mission. History has proven this time and again. The greatest leaders, from Martin Luther King to Steve Jobs, didn't start by saying what they knew how to do. They started by saying why they did it. Their message resonated in people's hearts because it was real. It's not enough to have a good plan. It's not enough to have good ideas. You must have a reason that transcends everything. In this video, we'll journey together into the world of the why. We'll see how a simple shift in thinking can transform the way you work, the way you speak, the way you live. And most importantly, you'll find yourself asking, what is your why? The power of why. How often have you caught yourself saying, I have to do it because that's what everyone else does, or that's just how I learned to do it? And yet, deep down, we all know there's something more, a reason that makes us feel alive, that pushes us forward when everything around us seems unclear. The why is the point where it all begins. It's not about logic or data. It's about passion and meaning. When your why is clear, every step you take has value. Even when you fail, you know there's a purpose behind every difficulty. Simon Sinek describes the why as the heart of success, not because it's magical or mysterious, but because people connect with people, not with products or ideas. When you speak from your heart, when you show why you believe in what you do, others can feel it. You're not just convincing them, you're inspiring them. The why isn't only for big companies or famous leaders. It's for each of us, for everyone who wants to leave their mark on the world. Because the truth is this, our why is what makes us stand out. It's what gives us strength, even in the hardest moments. The structure of the golden circle. Simon Sinek talks about a simple yet profound model he calls the golden circle. Picture 3 circles, one inside the other. At the center is the why, around it the how, and on the outside, the what. Most of us always start with the what. What do I do and what do I offer? It seems logical, but it's an approach that stays on the surface. The golden circle invites us to change the order, to start with the why, the heart and the essence, and then move on to the how and the what. When you begin with the why, every action you take has coherence. Others can feel your passion and sincerity. Instead of simply selling a product or an idea, you create a connection that goes beyond words. Apple is a classic example of this model. They don't just say, we make computers, they say, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. Then they show you how they do it, with beautiful design and a simple user experience. The what is just the result. The why is the fuel. This model isn't just theory, it's the key to genuine success. When your why is clear, every action, every product, every word you speak connects to that purpose. And that's what inspires people and makes you truly stand out. The connection between emotions and inspiration. When you start with why, you're not just talking about facts or logical arguments. You're touching people's hearts. Simon Sinek explains that our decisions aren't made solely with our minds, but also with our feelings. Neuroscientists agree the part of the brain related to emotions, the limbic system, is where the most important decisions are made. That's why inspiring stories aren't about what you say, but about how you make others feel. When you share your why, people feel like they're seeing a part of your soul. They don't just see the product, they see your passion, your belief in something bigger. Many businesses overlook this. They focus on product features, on technical details. But people don't buy a product because it's the best. They buy it because its message moves them, because it gives them a sense of meaning. That's why Apple, Harley-Davidson, and so many other brands have die-hard fans. They are not just selling objects, they're selling a lifestyle, an identity. In the end, inspiration isn't a strategy, it's human. When you dare to show your why, you give others a reason to trust you. And then you don't need to try to convince them, because they'll want to follow you on their own. The relationship between why and trust is the foundation of every relationship, whether we're talking about people or businesses. Yet many forget how closely trust is tied to the why. When others know why you do what you do, they feel safe. They understand that there's nothing hidden behind your words, that your actions are rooted in authenticity and purpose. Simon Sinek explains it simply: people don't follow those who are just good at talking or presenting. They follow those who have consistency and a real sense of purpose. The why is what makes your promises trustworthy. It's what makes people believe in you, even when things get tough. Think about it. When someone speaks to you with passion and authenticity, they don't need to convince you. Their sincerity convinces you on its own. The why isn't a sales tool. It's an inner compass that shows who you truly are. That's why great companies and great leaders aren't afraid to share their why. Instead of trying to impress, they try to connect. And that connection gives birth to trust. A trust that lasts longer than any advertisement. In the end, the why isn't just a nice idea. It's the foundation on which trust is built, and everything that truly matters. So these were just a few of the things we discovered together in Start With Why by Simon Sinek. We talked about the power of the why, the structure of the golden circle, and how our why connects us to others on a deeper level. If these words gave you something, if you felt even a little of the power of authenticity, leave a like, write me a comment, or hit subscribe. And I say this from the heart, because every bit of your support gives me my why to keep going. Thank you for being here.